Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Lazy Show where we teach you AutoCAD in a way that is more productive so you can stop wasting your time. As always, we show up here each Sunday at 10 a.m., and that is the time in Pennsylvania in the United States. All right, so we're gonna start with today's presentation in a moment. We're gonna learn something awesome today so you can immediately implement in your workflow in AutoCAD. All right. So before, let me jump to the chat. Say hi to you. Ask you how are you doing today. Our friend that data is on the chat. Says question: can you do multiple page printing with one layout tab? That's an interesting question. Let me see if I understand it correctly. My friend that data. And for that, let me share my screen, right? So let me do that. Mm, Share screen. Uh, all right. So you are asking if it's possible to, in layout, which is right here, the layout tab, you're asking if it's possible multiple page printing with one layout. Oh, you're asking if you have, let's say, one drawing here, two drawings, three drawings, and so on. So you're asking if you can print this. So, I mean, you can do that, but you'll have to print it one by one, right? Using the print to screen, right? Mode. So if we go to Control P for printing, so you will have to, manually use this option that says window, and that way you will be able to select your window and you can print like so, right? But I don't know if that answer your question, my friend, that data. Or if you're trying to do something else. But this is not a good practice, my friend. The way layouts were created is so you can have one sheet or one drawing per layout, right? You don't want to do this, but I don't know if that's what you're trying to achieve. So let's see. Our friend Kumar is in the chat. Hi, Kumar. How are you? Hope you are doing great, my friend. Says, good morning, master, sir. Hey, Kumar. Uh, so, I'm glad that you are here with us today. We're going to again learn something awesome today about AutoCAD, about blocks, so you can immediately um, implement it, right? To save time. You don't want to, waste your time when you are working in AutoCAD. If you're doing that, my friend, you gotta come more often to our live streams because we are all about saving time here in AutoCAD. So I think we're ready to start today's presentation. And all right, so let me start getting ready over here. And as always, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can stop me at any time, all right? With your questions, ideas, suggestions, and so on. And I'll be able to read your comment. Okay, so let's start then. So in today's live stream, what I like to do is go ahead and fix some of the most common problems with blocks or dynamic blocks, right? Most of the time we found good blocks, maybe at your office where you work or the internet or whatever, but these blocks have common problems. Today, we're going to go over some of these problems, and hopefully, by the end of this live stream, you're going to learn a lot about dynamic blocks. You're going to understand how they behave, and so on. We have multiple examples of blocks with problems, and we're going to go and fix them, right? So we can use them, right? For example, starting with this block, this is a wood stat dynamic block that I found. And it's a nice one. I like to reuse this block, but you can see that when I rotate this block, this wood stat block, you immediately see the problem. Do you see that? What's the problem with this dynamic block? Let's see if you can um, find it by looking at this block. I think it's obvious, right? But let's see if people can see what problem does this block is having. Give you a couple of seconds. All right. So it's obvious that when we rotate this block, the stretch actions are not rotating with the block. And this will cause problems because look what happened when I stretch this block. It's skewing the entire block. That's funny, right? Our friend Kumar says, stretch grip is as it is. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, I would love to reuse this block in my work, but again, we first need to fix some of these common problems, right? And again, this is very common where we find blocks, maybe again where we work, or maybe from receiving others people drawings, and we say, wait, that's a cool block, I would like to use that. But we first need to understand some of their problems so we can fix them. All right. So the way I'm gonna fix this is, of course, going to the block editor. And thank you, Kumar, for trying to figure it out with me, right? Because we're doing this live again. Hopefully, by the end of this live stream, my goal is that you'll start to understand how dynamic blocks behave. So when you find a block that you like, you can quickly fix it and reuse it, right? All right. So the problem that we were having was with this rotate action that is right here. Rotate. So in order to inspect this, I'm gonna double click or click on it, and we can see that the objects that are highlighted means that it's being used or is being included on this rotate action. So from my experience with dynamic blocks, when we use the rotate action, we also need to include the linear parameters, this one and this other one, and the grips also with the stretch action, right? So that way everything gets rotated and not only the block. So the way I'm gonna try to or attempt to fix this is by right clicking on it on the rotate action, of course, and go to modify selection set, making sure on the command line the add option is selected. I'm gonna go ahead and select my parameters, my grips, and this other parameter and grip also, and pressed enter. So now let's go ahead and test this block. Again, this is our first try on fixing this block. Let's see how this is working now. So I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this. That's working nicely. If I stretch this, now the problem of the grips is solved because it's rotating already, but the final test would be after stretching this. And here we go. Great. This block is now ready for me to reuse, so I don't I won't have any problems reusing this great dynamic block that I found, right, for the wood stat. Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this block and of course save the changes. Great. So what do you think about the first block that we just fixed? You saw that it was a simple solution, but maybe the person that created this block couldn't figure it out. Um, but again, it was a nice block that I like to reuse. All right. So let me now jump to the chat. And before we go with the next dynamic blocks, the next problem, uh, which is going to be this other block right here. Uh, okay, so let me go to the chat and see if you guys have any questions before we keep moving. Again, today we're trying to fix different dynamic blocks so that way you can understand how blocks behave, how the different parameters and actions behave. So if you find a block that you like, you can fix it and reuse it, right? So, okay. All right, let's go with the next dynamic block problem. And here we have a lighting block that we found. So it's a troffer light, but it's a lighting block that so far, if you take a look, you won't see any problem, right? The block looks fine. The base point is where it's supposed to be on on one of the corners of the lighting. We have visibility state right here, and we have a flip action right here. So let's see what happens when we start playing with these blocks. I'm gonna hit this flip action, and now we have a problem. What's the problem? Put it in the chat. Let's see if you can figure that out. I guess it's obvious, but let's see what people think. Do you think there is a problem with this block? Put it in the chat. Oh, Kumar, that data, all the folks that are there. Kumar says, problem is base point. Here we go, Kumar. That's right, my friend. So the base point is not flipping with the block, as you can see that. So Kumar is saying, Master Sir, we can fix it by using base point parameter. Here we go. That's a great suggestion or recommendation, Kumar. So we're gonna try to do that, right? See if it works. Otherwise, we'll try a second method or alternative. So good suggestion, Kumar. Thanks for always participating. I think we should do something for the people who participate. We should do a giveaway or something. I'm gonna think about that. All right. So now you saw the problem, of course. So let's try to fix it. What I'm gonna do is go to the block editor, of course. And here we go. We have, many different lighting options here. But let's focus on one problem at a time, all right? So let's try to fix the flip and the base point problem. So let's try to follow Kumar's suggestion and let's use on the parameter tab on the authoring palette, of course. Let's go and add a base point parameter. So I'm going to select a base point parameter, and of course I need to place it over here on this corner like so, because I can reuse now that base point and somehow connected it with the flip action. So before I do it, I'm gonna go ahead and from my ribbon, I'm gonna click this visibility mode. So that way I only see the block that is actually there, right? So I don't get confused. So next, I'm gonna click this flip option right here, right there, flip, and I'm gonna right click on it and say modify selection set. Why? Well, because I want to add the base point right here. So I'm gonna add the base point and press enter. So when I test this block now, let's see what happens. I'm gonna test the flip option and click on it. And great, you can see now that my base point is also flipping with my block, which is great. Now, let's see what happened now with the visibility state. Let's test the visibility, right? Because you can see this block have different parameters and actions. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's try to select a different lighting. And boom, we have another problem, guys. So the same idea, we fixed the base point for one of the lightings, but now we're having the same issue where the base point doesn't align with the other blocks. So, Kumar, we tried your suggestion, but you can see it didn't work here. Of course, we could start doing the same procedure, going to that block and start adding another base point parameter and so on. But that's a lot of work, that's a lot of um, base points, and we don't want to make this block more complex than it already is. So let me show you then an easy way or the easiest solution. All right, so I'm gonna erase this, of course, this parameter. I don't need it. And the way I'm gonna do it is, of course, I'm gonna first start from scratch. I'm gonna discard the changes so we can start fresh over here. All right. So the way I'm gonna do it is go to the block editor again, and over here, let's go ahead and let's first inspect this block, right? So if we see this block, let me draw a line so you can see better what I'm talking about. So we have in one side of the block our base point, which is right here, right? And in the other side, we have our flip action, that it's flipping the block up. Now, the issue with the base point comes because these two, the base point and the flip action, are on different sides. So but what will happen if somehow we have the base point and the flip action on the same side of the block? Then we won't have any problems. So let's see how we can do that. So first, I'm gonna go and turn my visibility mode on so I can see and select everything. I'm gonna go ahead and say Control A to select all of my geometry, and I'm gonna move my geometry with the regular move command, and I'm gonna move it from this point to this other point, like so. So now our base point will match this flip action. So let's test it. That's our base point. And when we flip the block, that's our base point. That's awesome, right? Now, let's go ahead and test again our visibility action for the other lighting options. We can see that we still have the problem with the base point. However, in this case, we can quickly fix that by moving our lighting, our other options lighting, to that specific corner. This way, we can go ahead and change the flip. We can go ahead and change the other options lighting, and you can see that our block base point will be always there. Awesome, right? So, what do you think about this solution so far? Of course, we have more problems with this block that we're gonna try to fix in a moment. But first, let me hear you and see what do you think so far. Again, we tried Kumar's suggestion using a base point parameter, but you saw in the end it make things more complex because although we fixed one lighting, the other lighting was having the same problem. So again, we show you an easiest way, the easiest way to fix this block, simply matching your base point with your action, with your flip action, right? So let's see over here. See, so read some of your comments before we keep going. That data says I ask that question because there is a Lisp in model mode that can multiple plot. Yeah, sure. You can use Lisp. That's like a programming tool that you can use to do things that AutoCAD cannot do, right? Like that data is saying there is a Lisp. Yeah, there is a Lisp that you can find online. Um, and of course, do what you're suggesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, if there's a list for model space, of course, you can also use it for layout, right? But again, my recommendation was that you should never do that. You should never have multiple. Let's see if I can go here. You should never have multiple uh, drawings in one single layout. That's not the way that AutoCAD envisioned or created this program, right? You'll have different problems if you do that, right? Uh, but yeah, that data. Kumar says, "Super master, sir." Hey, Kumar, thank you for those kind words. And I guess if there are no more questions, that means you are understanding the presentation. You are following along with what we're explaining here. Um, that's awesome. All right. So let's keep moving it. Okay. So now, the other problem that we see with this block, maybe you can also see it, is so let's give you a couple of seconds. Do you see any other problem with this block? We already fixed the base point problem with the flip, but do you see any other problem? Let's see. Let me give you a couple of seconds. Our friend that data says noted, sir. Yeah, that data. All right. Nobody find the second problem of this block. All right, that's okay. So let me help you then. I think it's obvious that we have two different flip actions for this block. And that's not right because you saw that we only utilized, let's see, Kumar says, I think the double flip line. Here we go, Kumar. You are paying attention, Kumar. That's awesome. So that means you're gonna be the one who learned the most today, right? If you're asking questions, if you are paying attention, that means you're gonna learn this and you're gonna be able to make your work easier, right? You're gonna find all of these different blocks, maybe at your work, maybe whoever sends you drawings, and you're gonna be able to fix them and reuse them, right? Okay, great, Kumar. So now we have two different flip actions right here. Now, how do we know which one is the right one, right? If you're not sure, what we can do is go ahead and close this block and save the changes, of course. And we can check from our property palette right here. Says flip state 1. That's the flip option. So that's the flip option, flip, not flip. Um, so now we know the flip state 1 is the correct one. So then knowing that, we can go ahead and erase the other one. So that's flip 1, that's the good one. And this is the flip 2, that's the bad one. So I'm simply going to erase it. And now we have flip 1 right there. And of course, we don't need this other one, the flip state 2. So I'm going to select it again and erase it with the delete key. So now we're good. We fixed the second problem of this block. All right. So now let's see if we have another problem, but in order to better understand this lighting block, I'm gonna bring this block into a reflective ceiling environment, okay? So we can better understand and see if this lighting have a different problem. So I'm gonna close and save the changes, of course. And what I'm gonna do is again open a drawing, a ceiling or an RCP or reflective ceiling plan that I have. Oops, we have a proxy error here. So that's not good. Let me quickly fix this with the command that we created, the lazy perch that we created before. So let's click on it. And let's see, what is this? Okay. So now we have a clean version that we can open it. And here we go, proxy object problem solved. Anyway, so again, I was trying to go ahead and bring that lighting block on this ceiling environment. So I'm gonna copy with Control C, go back here, paste it with Control V and place it right there. So the reason why I brought it here is again to better understand this block, right? In a real world, um, situation, right? Most of the time, what I see with tutorials online or on YouTube or Facebook or whatever is um, that folks teach you something using, lines, rectangles, circles in an empty environment. And you know that in the real world, that's not going to happen, right? You're mostly going to work on real things, real buildings, real stuff. So that's why I wanted to bring this block over here on a real example on the RCP or reflective ceiling plan. Now, let's see if this block again is now good to reuse. So I'm going to click that. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and change different lightings and okay, so here we go. I just saw another problem. Do you see that? Let's see if you see the third problem with this block. I already saw it, but let me give you a couple of seconds, see if maybe Kumar that is uh, very that is participating a lot today find it, or maybe other folks, maybe that data can see the problem with this blog. Let's see. All right, I think I'm gonna help you here. So the problem with this blog is that in reality, when we are on this lighting option, the 2x2, uh, we won't need let's see. Kumar says highlighted area. I think, sir. Good try, but no, Kumar. The highlighted area is fine. That's the way they created this block with this option right here because it is an EM, meaning emergency lighting. So a way to differentiate between a regular lighting and a emergency lighting is by using this um, highlighted area or hatch or whatever. So, but good try, Kumar. And the problem is, um, let's see. Okay, is that we don't need this flip action on this option. Look, this flip option is not doing anything here. It's just confusing the end user. It's just confusing you, right? We don't need that. So let's see over here also on the 2x2 and now again that's the same. The flip option is showing and we don't need it. So let's go ahead and fix that. Block editor. Let me close this. And let's go ahead and turn off the visibility mode. Kumar is saying another one is flip because 2x2. That's right, Kumar. So we saw that issue now and we're gonna try to solve it. So let's go ahead and change the options to the 2x2 and that's what we're seeing the flip action. So to hide this we can select the flip action and right click on it. We will have a object visibility so we can hide for current state like so and then do the same procedure for the other lightings. All right, so now when we go to the 2x4, the flip is showing, and we go to a 2x2s, it's not showing there. Awesome, so we can save the changes, and this block will be ready to go, guys. Awesome. So let's stop for a moment and go to the chat, see what you think so far. If you have any questions before we move with the next block, that will have again more problems. The reason why this is important is, meaning it's important to know how to fix these blocks is because you don't want to create blocks from scratch, right? Most of the time, um, working in drawings from other folks, you'll find interesting blocks that can save you time. But again, most of the time I see these blocks have some issues, right, or problems, and you don't want to use that block with those problems because it will cause serious problems in your drawings. So be careful with that. Again, don't just reuse a block from other drawings without first checking, right? uh, so yeah, you're gonna have a bad experience if you do that. All right. So let's see. Mm, let's see if people have questions or comments before we move to the next block. All right. So, okay. No questions, no comments. That's all right. So let's keep moving. And let's go ahead and here we go. This is the next block that we have, and let's quickly inspect it. Before we do that, we have a comment on the chat. Kumar says, yes, sir, right. um, so this, if we go on the properties palette, this block, it's an emergency exit light. That's awesome. I like this block because it already comes with different options right here. That's awesome that I can reuse, right? I don't have to recreate my block. So I'm gonna reset the block. Now, uh, what's the problem with this block? Let's see if you can figure it out. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Take a look at this block. Just by looking at it, can you see a problem? All right. I guess people don't see any problem with this block. Okay. All right. Let me help you here. So, so far, I mean, this is kind of not obvious. I guess this is a tricky one. So I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds because this it's not an easy one, I guess, to find to discover the problem. So in reality, especially for the folks who maybe don't have a lot of experience in with AutoCAD, they might just find this blog and say, "Whoa, this blog is ready to go." But no, it's not. Let's see. Kumar is saying baseline. Baseline? What do you mean? You mean base point? Or what's baseline? Um, I think, or base point. Okay, but if you can be more specific, base point. But what happened with the base point? You're close there, Kumar. You're very, very close. Yes, the problem is the base point. But what's wrong with the base point? All right. So, yeah, Kumar was right. The base point is the problem here. And to be more specific, is that there is no base point. This block doesn't have a base point because look, if I click this, I cannot move my block. So there is no base point in this block. In order to move this, I had to use the move command and grab it from one of these points. But no, a base point is so important for a block, and we don't have it here. It's Kumar says means block base point, sir. Yep, yep, Kumar. So let's go ahead and inspect this block. Let's go and open or go to the block editor. And here we have a visibility action right here or parameter. So the problem is that the location of this visibility parameter is exactly on top of the block base point, and that's not right. You should never do that, right? Um, so we are blocking the base point and we don't want that. So in order to fix that, what I like to do is go to the visibility mode so I can see everything or all the geometry that I have. So that way I can better understand this block and place my visibility parameter accordingly. So by clicking this grip, I can move it anywhere. But of course, I'm not going to move it here because that won't be a good position. I'm going to move it right here. And you can see that now the base point will show about here. So let's go ahead and close this block editor and save the changes, of course. And now if we select this block, we can see our base point is nicely there, so we can move our block as we wish. All right, so great. This was an easy fix, but again, this is so common. People's when people create blocks, so now you know how to fix it. All right. So those are some of the most common problems that we have with blocks. So now we have some time to do some Q&A. See if you have questions today about AutoCAD, about architecture, about anything. Architecture meaning because my field is architecture, right? I'm an architectural designer, um, so I can help you maybe with some of your questions in that field also. So, what do you think, guys? How do you like um, this idea of a live stream, right? I think this is the first time we are doing this, which is again show you how to fix some blocks. Most of the time, or 100% of the time, we create blocks here from scratch. All right, we have created um, hundreds of blocks, I believe. Let me see if I can show it to you. So yeah, so in our channel again we have created so many blocks already here again from scratch, and you can find it on the lazy blocks playlist right on our YouTube channel. uh, and you can see here we have created blocks with attributes, with constraints, with fields, with visibility, stretch, parameters, formulas, and so on, guys. But this today's live stream, it was something different, right? It was trying to fix blocks that we already have, um, so that you can reuse them, right? In the if you are a active an active person in our community, you know that we don't like to waste time. We don't like to start anything from scratch. That's why I believe today's live stream kind of goes with our idea or our mission, right? Kumar is saying, Kumar says, live streams always crazy, especially from LazyShow, sir. Hey, Kumar. I'm glad to hear that, my friend. That's simply a motivation for me to keep showing up here, right, each Sunday. So that makes me believe that what we're doing is right. That we're helping here a lot of folks, and I'm gonna keep doing it, right? So thank you, Kumar, for those words. Kumar says, always wait next Sunday to learn something new. Always. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea, right, of our live streams is try to share anything that we found, anything that we use in our work, right? And also, I learn from you guys. So, the idea of the live streams is because on a regular recorded video, I won't be able to learn from you guys. But on a live stream, I have folks that have 20 years of experience, like our friend Douglas. I don't think he's here today. But, and you guys, Kumar was suggesting the base point parameter. So that means Kumar knows what he's talking about. So you guys have, again, also um, a lot of knowledge. Cat Pro says, good morning to you, sir. Hey, good morning, Cat Pro. Hope you are doing great. I think you are a little bit late to the live stream. We are almost wrapping this up, but hopefully we can see you next Sunday. A little early, my friend. What time is over there where you live, Cat Pro? Over here is 10:52 a.m. in Pennsylvania, in the United States. So let's see. Kumar says, I have 4 year experience, but always learn something new. Always master, sir. Yeah, I mean, we will never stop learning, my friend. So that's a good mentality, right? We should never stop learning. Mm, Designs by cat process. I know I keep forget you have this. Oh, I know I keep forget you have this. Oh, yeah, I guess some folks probably think we only do recorded videos. Yeah, you're right. Some folks, they see our channel. We have more than 600, almost 700 videos. That's crazy. But yeah, so like Cat Pro keeps forgetting that we do these live streams. But yeah, we do this every Sunday, my friend Cat Pro, because that's a different way to connect with you, right? On a recorded video, I mean, there's no way to receive your questions. There's no way for me to know what are you thinking about the presentation, about AutoCAD, about anything that we do. So that's why I love these live streams. I mean, in the beginning, I have to be honest, it was hard, it was tough, I was nervous, it was very bad. You can even go back to our first live stream that we did. Uh, it was it's right here. Look, where is it? Lazy Arquitecto debut AutoCAD live stream for CAD designers. That was 3 years ago, and you can see that. You're gonna see the difference, my friend. But so far we have uh, created a lot of live streams or do a lot of live streams, and I guess we are getting better, right? Little by little, we are getting in there, my friend. uh, Kumar says yes, sir. Oh, I think you're confirming about never stop learning, right, Kumar? All right, so we're about to wrap up today's live stream, which was great. We fixed many dynamic blocks, and now we can reuse them, right? Um, so, all right, let's see if there are any other questions. Otherwise, we'll stop here and start thinking on next week's topic. We still don't know what we're gonna do. Do you have any ideas? Anything that you would like to see for next Sunday? Some of your favorite live streams is about uh, tips, I guess, also blogs and macros. Those are, I believe, from what I hear from people on the comments and so on. Those are some of your favorite. So maybe we can do a macro next week, or maybe a lazy question. For folks that don't know, a lazy question is a series that we have on the channel where you email me your question or anything that you like to automate in AutoCAD, and we try to help you in a live stream, right? For instance, this person over here wanted to automate the numbering process with his blog. So he sent me his blog, and then we help him automate it. We also helped another folk to create this double door. He was having problems. He couldn't figure it out how to do it, and we helped him. So yeah, that's another playlist that you have. Right. So I guess we're gonna stop right here, and we're gonna see you guys next Sunday. All right, next week. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of the day, my friend, and I'll see you here next.